So I took off the beauty covers, or the housing covers over here. They just pull off while you pull the weather stripping out. The cabin air filter is over here, which is also due for a change. The outside, inside. We'll definitely be replacing that. Also the both ECUs, it has one ECU per bank. Both of them, along with the entire wiring harness, will come out, lay over on top of the engine while we lower it down. Unplugged the damper adjuster motors and also fed them down through here, so everything should just drop right out. Coolant reservoir is detached. Camera a bit. So I think now we can start removing airbox inlets. Let's get started. Yesterday I mentioned I only did a bunch of suspension work on it, and it's been a pretty good car. And I still stand by the statement that it's a good car. However, I did forget to mention, which is kind of a big deal, right about 89,000 miles as well. Wife and I were coming back from a trip in it, and actually the car started misfiring very bad. And turned out that the intake manifold, which is a common issue, the changeover flaps inside disintegrated, and also, which I believe was the main cause of it, also did a carbon cleaning. A lot of carbon, took out probably a baseball size worth of, or maybe a golf ball size worth of carbon deposits from the intake tracks in the head. Also sent out the injectors for cleaning. So once we put it back together, it did run pretty good. So at the moment, the manifold is gutted. Do have to get a new one of those. So there's only the short runner is active at the moment, so there's definitely a very large loss of torque in the lower RPM range, under 4,200 RPM. Top end still feels the same as then normally you would switch over to the short runner anyhow. It's also below freezing, so these plastics are a little not pliable. Take off the mass sensors, which are kind of a pain. Right bank is pretty good. Left bank is a little trickier just because how much room, or maybe it was the other way around. Yeah, left bank is a little tight. I also did evac the AC before doing any of this work. Phillips.
There's a little bait in here.
These guys over here, I think, are O2 sensor extensions, which are down low. Manual says to unbolt them. I didn't do that. A little tricky to get to them, but we'll see. Take them out if necessary. Actually, really quick, right back into here. So the manual says to unbolt the CV axles from it. Basically, this entire spindle assembly stays with the vehicle. However, I find it's probably easier just to take out this entire carrier, which was those upper control arms and the strut. This whole thing, the entire CV axle with the brake, the rotor, everything will come down, and then just the actual loaded caliper will stay. That is suspended over there, so no tension on here. Not sure why, but the manual also states that this cam cover has to come off. Seen a couple pictures, people have them always together, so we're also going to try to not remove that. A little dirty. Not the worst, but probably throw some new ones in. A couple bees. These boxes are also never fun to put back on. The last one is that holds the lower box. I'm forgetting one somewhere. Here it is. This one's a little hidden. Also disconnect the sound composer, which brings engine noise into the cabin. Yank that off. Damn, this one's got a lot of crud in it. So these PCV hoses also, they're made of a thin, brittle accordion plastic kind of thing. So I did replace them with some oil-resistant hose. They got some little bit of leakage here. This one's kinked, so that needs to be heated and shaped. I did also replace the valve cover gaskets. Those had a very profound leak, probably about 80,000 miles. So yeah, they definitely like to leak oil. So disconnect the evap now. So disconnect that right here. I am probably going to take this entire line off. Seems a little easier to get to. We'll do both of these guys here. Probably get a new one of those. So, got to remove this air box here. That can stay. Yeah. 2 bolts here holding it together. Quick fuel.
Of course, broken. Speaking about the broken manifold earlier, there's one of those dog bones that fell off of it, which is controls the linkage for both lengths. Let's throw that out.
Vacuum lines here. Looks like there's actually quite a bit of leakage here still between the valve cover, so didn't clean it well enough. Reseal those again.